So now that we've added model parameters to the objects that we care about and want to schedule, let's take a look at how to go about doing a takeoff really quick. So we're in our model. We're going to come up to the View tab. We're going to go over to Schedules. And then we're going to go down to Material Takeoff. So we'll click on that. The best way to start this off is going to be if you keep this filter list at multiple. So I've got architecture and structure checked off. We don't really care about the rest of these. So we'll keep that at multiple, which means that I don't have to pick one of these from the list. We can just carry on here. So we'll go OK. So to start off, let's just pick a few fields that we think might be relevant. So cost, obviously we'll pick that one. Family and type, so that we can sort these and organize them. Let's try area, material cost, material name, volume, and here's the task ID parameter that we defined earlier. I'm going to use that one. We're just going to rearrange a little bit here. We'll move this one up so it's right at the front. Now let's just run that real quick and see what it does. Okay, so we've got a super long list of stuff that we probably don't care about, some of this. So the first thing that we're going to do is go back to our properties window here, and we're going to click on filter. So what I can do here is set the filter to task ID. We're going to change the rule to is greater than. And if we just call this 1, it'll make sure that the only things that show up in our takeoff are items that we've already given the task ID to. So let's try that. Okay. There. So now you can see that it's all items that we've already defined, which is what we want. So from here, let's go back over to the properties window. So we can group these by, let's say, family. Add a footer with totals and a blank line for clarity, and let's just see what that does here. There, so it's just organizing things a little bit better, making it a little bit easier to read. Now I see that I have interior walls in here, and on the project statement I did say core and shell, so if you guys want to just forget about interior walls and interior hardware, doors, and that kind of thing, that totally works for me. So what else can we do here? If we come back to the fields item, we can add a calculated value. Why don't we call this total cost for right now? It'll be a formula. Discipline, we can leave that as common. Type, we can leave at number. And then for formula, let's say material cost. times material volume. Oh, it's going to make me normalize my units here, so we'll go divided by 1 meter cubed. There we go. And let's move that up in front of our task ID. We'll click OK. And it's added another column, which is great, but we don't have any cost defined yet. So let's just say hypothetically here, our exterior wall is $10 per meter. So everywhere that we've got this particular material, it fills in that blank for us and then does the math. So that's just a brief outline of what you can do. Obviously, things like air barriers and vapor barriers, not too worried about showing costs for those, so you can just go ahead and delete those from the table. If you can find an assembly cost somewhere, you can feel free to use that too, instead of breaking them out into like masonry, plaster, insulation. Just go ahead and use an assembly cost. And that should be enough to get you started. The rest you can just kind of play around with this, and feel free to post on the discussion board if you have any questions.